What's going on, YouTube? Today I'm back. I know it's been a minute, but I'm back with some 2K25 news. It's August 1st while I'm recording this. They finally came back with some 2K25 news, the first gameplay news. Mike Wang finally back from his vacation. He hasn't posted on Twitter since, I think, October 18th of 23. So it's been about a whole year, but finally back with some news, and it feels good to get back into the cycle of 2K. So without further ado, I'm about to get into it.
Money now I'm on a chase, and you chasing hoes, damn what a disgrace. Can't fit in my square, you out of place. I'm trying to take my little space.
Alright, so I'm going to break this down into a few different sections. So the first section is going to be about all the offensive news that we got today. So for the first piece of news, the first new thing that they mentioned was pro stick rhythm shooting. Pro stick rhythm shooting is where you shoot with the right stick and you hold it down while your player's in this downward motion of his jump shot. And as he goes upwards, you hold the right stick and try to match his timing of the upwards motion. This seems like something that's going to be OP and that they're going to have to adjust to, because right here you can see Mike Wang say, if you're comp, you should definitely try to master the rhythm because of the higher upside. So people are probably going to be complaining a lot about how OP it is, if it really is useful. But that's the first new thing that they mentioned with shooting this year. The next thing that they added was custom visual cues. So instead of 2K24's push, jump, release, I think it was, and set point, you can still use those, but now you have a custom release point that you can put on each of your jump shots, I believe is going to work like. And this is going to allow for more customization towards your overall jump shot. The next big thing with shooting are shot timing profiles, which you can choose between low risk, low reward, and high risk, high reward. This sounds pretty self-explanatory, but if you choose a low risk, low reward, you will have more forgiving shot timing. But if you choose high risk, high reward, your green window will be larger, but you will have less room for error. So if you are outside of that green window, you're more than likely going to miss. It's probably going to be 100% because it'd probably be unfair knowing how 2K has to balance everything. But that's the next new thing that they added with shooting. They also added in, or added back, however you want to say, the shot canceling feature, which is an experience that allows you to start a step back jumper or whatever dribble move, cancel out of the shot, and then go straight into another dribble move. So it's kind of like how back in 2K16, 17, and even 15, where you can actually do a step back and dribble straight out of it. Instead of now, when you try to do a hop jumper and he pauses and it forces you to do a dribble, that dribble is now eliminated, basically, is what they're saying. So it's kind of a new feature, but it really isn't because it used to be in the old games, but we'll take it because it's definitely better. 2K also said that they have an all-new dribble engine, meaning that Pro Play has powered all new dribble moves, better cuts, it's more lifelike, more consistent, and smoother than it's ever been. Hopefully this is true because dribbling has been lacking within the past few years. They also said they added over, I think, 900 animations. I don't know if that was just dribbling or in total, but hopefully there's some new animations because there's never a lot, and hopefully they don't lock them behind the season so they force you to keep playing throughout the year. But if the dribbling is smooth and it's fun, and that's really all that dribblers can ask for is a fun and smooth dribble engine. Hopefully it's not stiff with the foot planning. The Pro Play last year was overhyped, but it was their first year, so I didn't expect them to get everything right at first, but hopefully this year they can capitalize off the Pro Play and do what they got to do for a real fun game this year. Passing mechanics are also improved this year. Mike Wang said the targeting on lobs is much better and is really good for advanced passes and leading your receiver to the basket, and especially over a trailing defender. He also said bounce alley-oops are now triggered contextually. I really didn't understand what he meant here, so hopefully somebody can help me out or another content creator will talk about it. But also, self lobs have been moved to circle and X at the same time, or A and B if you're on Xbox at the same time. So that's a little bit different change. And another piece of big news is that the player to court ratio has been changed as well. So hopefully it was for the better, which Mike Wang said it was. And this means that the court is basically going to feel bigger. So there's going to be more space for you to work with. And you're not just going to have locks being able to play wing and corner at the same time and just press square and get the steal in the corner, even though they was trying to play the wing, if you know what I mean, you get me. But hopefully the courts actually allow for more spacing, like Mike Wang said here. So now we move on to the defensive news that came out today. So the first thing is the whole new defensive system. So basically you can use the right stick on defense now, just like dribblers use the right stick on offense. So with the right stick, you can control your player and quickly slide laterally, basically to cut off the angles that the ball handler is trying to use. I'm not sure if you're gonna have to flick and hold or just flick it right now, but of course, as we get our hands on the game and everybody tests it out, we can see how to use it optimally and use it to its fullest advantage. And hopefully this is good and used well, because dribblers always, or quote unquote, have the advantage on offense, and defensive sliding mainly for the past few years has been extremely slow. So hopefully this improves the speed of defensive sliding, and you're able to cut off certain angles better. And they say you can stonewall, meaning you're going to get more body ups basically. So hopefully this new defensive system is a lot better and people can stop complaining, because no matter what, people are always going to complain. But as long as defense has something that they can go and oppose offensive dribblers and shot creators and all that, if there's balance, people will have fun with the game. That's all people want, is balance and also fun. So the next big change is the contest system. So basically the contest system is now a dynamic weighting system. So it's rather a fixed one where your contest is always going to be the same. Basically, it evaluates the impact of the defense at the start of the shot rather than during the release. And now your height and your perimeter defense goes heavily into how much impact your contest actually has. So a taller player is naturally going to have stronger contests than a shorter player. Your 6'8", your centers are naturally going to have better contests than your guards. I'm not sure how wingspan is going to play an effect in this, but hopefully there's going to be a balance with all that, because there's new shot timings, I guess you can say, with the pro stick release, I think that's what they called it, and this new contest system. So hopefully there's a balance between both. People aren't just shooting from basically half court and greening, or full court I mean, and greening. Half court's not too bad because the courts are smaller, and hopefully the contests aren't insanely difficult, and ghost contests aren't in the game. Hopefully there's a balance. I'm sure the first few weeks, the first month, I would probably say is going to be trying to find out a rough patch, but hopefully if the game is good off rip, people just don't complain and there's not too many changes. Hopefully they allow the game to sink in and people to get used to the stuff, because we understand how the cycle goes each and every year, but hopefully 25 can break that cycle and bring 2K back to being fun, back of the old days. And that's really just what we all wish for. That's pretty much all the major news. I guess there was more, like free throw timing has been improved, so you can't just have a low free throw. So it's going to reflect on your attributes a lot more. Layup timing and dunk timing, I'm pretty sure was just improved. There was no changes, I don't think. But yeah, that's all I pretty much got for video number 1 of 2K25's actual news. Right here on the screen, you can see the news roadmap, they call it. Every year they do this. They're dropping My Player, My Career news next week, the week of August 5th. I don't know when you're watching this, but hopefully this is actually earlier than what they usually do. Usually My Player, My Career news is later. But we'll take it. I guess some more news that they also dropped was that if you pre-order 2K, you get to play it 2 days early, I believe. So that's some pretty good stuff. You know, I'm gonna pre-order it. I'm gonna get that content out for you guys when the game comes out. Make sure I get it out to you guys. Jump shots, builds, SIGs, badges, however badges work this year. Whatever it is, we're coming out with all the info straight for you guys to hopefully jumpstart you guys onto a good 2K year, and we can all have fun and enjoy the game. But until then, until the next news that comes out next week, hopefully it's same day, same time, I assume. If not, it'll probably be earlier in the week, but I'm gonna get that out to you guys, and I'll catch you then.